What's up, guys? What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Welcome back to Can't Talk, I'm Creating. All right, and we're here. What's up?
What's
How's everyone's day
up?
going? We got a special guest here.
Yes.
Want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Lay Swan, like the bird.
Second female ever on the pod.
Let's go, women.
Yeah, bringing some more female energy to the show.
I love
Just a
it.
bunch of guys usually, so.
Yep. Bunch of guys
I can be one of the
talking about
guys
guy
who-
things.
I'm in town visiting my favorite peeps over in Jersey. Go Jersey!
What, you in Jersey? Where, are you in the city, or are you just in Jersey, or?
I'm all over the tri-state. Catch
Okay.
me if you can.
How
Like
it's gotta
Leo
be, on the
DiCaprio.
move.
You ever seen that movie?
Leo. No, I actually haven't. I actually
You've never
don't
seen
watch
Catch
a
Me
lot
If
of
You
movies.
Can? Not even
No.
on like the plane?
Probably I have, but I really don't watch TV.
It's the one where the guy forges all the checks and then pretends to be the airline pilot. And then
No, I definitely don't know it.
You gotta watch it. Great movie. One of my favorites for sure. You ever seen it?
Yeah.
Definitely. Great movie.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
I watch it at least twice a year. I only
Right.
watch like 12
Interesting.
movies. Like I watch movies, but I really only watch like the same 12 movies. Like on repeat.
What's your favorite movie?
That's a tough question to answer. I'm a big fan of any movies that involve like not a strong male lead like that, but like just a male overcoming circumstances, like a
Nice.
Wolf of Wall Street, to Catch Me If You Can, you know, like the Social Network, the one about Mark Zuckerberg. Even though he says that a lot of that's not true, but like still, I really like movies like that I can like feel. It makes me feel like I can be, like, makes me think of my movie. Like I'm gonna have one of those one day about
Hell
me.
yeah, for sure.
That's lovely.
That's definitely the goal.
What about you? What's your favorite movie? Would
I
you,
have a few.
you lean towards
Just kidding.
a
I have no
genre?
favorites of anything.
Do you lean towards one genre more?
No, I will say with TV though, I only watch. I mean, I guess movies I do only watch documentaries and
Oh, interesting.
yeah, I don't really watch TV or movies.
Yeah,
but my
I'm-
favorite would be like Casino Royale. It was really dope.
Oh,
That's a
I
good
love
one.
Why Did I Get Married
Interesting.
too. Like some funny vibes.
Interesting.
lot.
Yeah, I definitely watch movies way more than TV. I don't really watch that much TV.
I don't watch a lot of TV now. Either,
Look at,
to
like
be
I don't
honest.
know, somebody just going on and dragging on.
Right.
Just got too much going on.
Needs to end.
Yeah.
Can end in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Then it can- then
I
you
got
can be
things
done
to
with
do. Yeah.
Some people dedicate their whole life to what they watch on TV. I mean, some people are
I
like real
know.
fans of that shit.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah. There's.
Can we talk about that for a minute? So, what's your guys' take on people growing up and having idols? Like, you know, watching their favorite singer, watching their favorite, you know, character on
LeBron
TV.
James.
What does that look like for you guys, and what do you guys think that hurts in the future for kids or like people who are just only sheltered and only have TV for inspo or to
That's
look
a
up
good,
to?
yeah. I mean, that's an interesting way to think
Yeah.
about it. Because while I don't think there's anything wrong with it, I think at the same, but if at the same time, if you are really sheltered, and that's the only thing that you have, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It can give you like I feel like that's what breeds like those super fan types. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That like it turns into like an unhealthy obsession. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It goes
100%,
beyond
yeah.
like, because I can look at somebody and be like, yeah, that person, you know, may inspire me to be greater, but that's like as far as it goes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I want
Yes.
to be him, like, or he's awesome. You
Yeah.
know, like it's like, oh no, he works hard. Like that's, you know, I want to work hard like that. You know what I mean? I want to get like that. You know.
Yeah.
that's
And
nice
I mean, yeah.
things.
There are like some artists and stuff that have like the super fans. That everyone like obviously
Yeah.
like Taylor Swift's a big one where everyone knows Taylor Swift fans are like.
The Swifties.
Yeah, real
Yeah.
deal. Like Beyonce has a very,
Yeah.
I don't know. It is very interesting because it definitely, like you said, going on like kind of your only outlet is the movies or TV. These characters you almost build relationships with,
Yeah.
and like the same thing now with I think that happens a lot with like YouTubers. Like kids grow up watching
Mm-hmm.
YouTubers. They build like this parasocial relationship with this, and like you're like learning stuff through it, but you're not getting that same like human contact, like feedback you would get as a kid when you're just meeting people out and going out and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So there definitely is like a disconnect with not developing those social
Yeah, 'cause
skills that when
you
you're in a
should-
group then it's very because like,
Yeah.
I was a kid who primarily I was on the internet. I didn't really go out much. I didn't play sports. And I definitely can see it now where like I lack in social skills, like in a big group of people where other people who are like my friends who I know were athletes out doing every group and everything, they'll be in a group of people and very much more talkative.
Yeah.
Right. And do you guys think there's anyone to blame there for that? Like, is in the parents, as in the world, as in the TV networks? What do you think about that?
I don't really blame the TV networks because it's like McDonald's. They're gonna make like everyone
Yeah.
knows they make shitty food. Like they're gonna do it to make profit. It's definitely, in my opinion, partially like the parents because the parent who just raises their kid by just putting them in front of a TV. That's not raising a kid. Like you're just consuming their time.
Right.
So it's definitely partially the parents. I mean, it is just the world we live in now. It's like everything is
Yeah.
dominated by media.
I have seen
Yeah.
plenty of people completely defy their parents, though. Like, you kind of got to put it on the. I mean, unless you're in like one of those situations, like you see that guy that was in that they found in Connecticut, and he like somehow lit his bedroom on fire, so he would be saved, and he was like in captivity
yeah,
for
his-
27
his
years
like
or
parents
whatever.
or
Like,
something, yeah.
with the exception of something like that, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? I feel like you don't really have to listen to what anybody says, you know. And I think
Yeah.
that everybody in life comes to terms with that at different times.
Or
You know, some
never.
some people don't, you know, and I think most people come to terms, even if it's at 30, 40, even 50 years old, but everybody eventually realizes, like, wait a second, like, if I just don't do what X, Y, or Z person tells me, then nothing really is going to happen, you know what I mean? Like, and I think that that's really, like, once people wake up, and, you know, maybe the reason they isn't is because of the TV. I don't know.
Yeah. I personally like don't take it any kind of way because like a lot of people don't know a lot of things when it comes to that. They're just doing what their parents told them to do, and
Yeah.
maybe they were raised through video games, through internet, through just being on the phone. So they just don't know any better. I think parents try their best to do what they can, and you know, some parents feel bad if they don't raise them. Some parents don't care at all, which is just
Yeah.
insane to me. But yeah, I always give empathy for that because it's like some parents just don't know better, and the
Yeah.
kids
I
have to
mean,
fall for it. And,
Yeah, I mean, I'd be
and
thinking
some
about
people never. Even that everybody is very scarce. Like honestly, it's
yeah,
like I've met all kinds of people, walks of life, and it's like, man, I was on vacation. This 70-year-old lady, I taught her something. She's 5 minutes. She's been trying to search all her life
damn,
for
yeah,
it and
yeah.
find.
Some people
You know
don't,
what I mean?
yeah.
Some people never get. You know, you
Because
just
based on their
never.
environment, they maybe never get that thing. They never learn.
Or they're
yeah.
always just looking up to someone. Back to that idolization, like. You know, okay, if I do this, I'm gonna get into trouble.
Yeah.
If I do this, you know, and it's just a long line, long history.
Yeah, I mean,
of
yeah,
that.
I'd be like on the parenting, I'd be thinking of like I'd be getting nervous now. To raise a kid in this generation is so scary to me. It seems so much easier thinking about like pre-internet raising a kid versus
Yeah.
now. It's like the second they go to school, they're just at the whim of like
Yeah,
how, like
I feel you. I hate love it though, because it's like at the end of the day, this is the real world,
Yeah.
and you can raise your kids with values, with
100%.
you know everything that considered to be a great kid, and but you know it's real world. Like there's gonna be things that happen. There's gonna be kids cursing. There's gonna be kids doing inappropriate things.
yeah.
There might be kids touching on, you know, little girl's coochie because he's seen his dad do it to his mom, meaning no harm. You know what I mean? So it's like I like that, you know, kids go to school and get these different aspects of life because for me, growing up, it was very different how I grew up versus going to public school. A lot of people, their parents weren't, you know, teaching them certain things. And I was like, wait, why am I getting a drink at the water fountain? A little boy smacking my ass in 4th grade, 9 years old.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
It's
he
like what
wasn't
they were-
taught
yeah,
that.
it's like what
But
they
I was
were
taught to
exposed to.
take anyone down if you
Yeah.
even get close to me.
Yeah.
Like, but some kids just aren't taught certain things at the household. You know,
Yeah,
they
and you
kind of
need- yeah.
parents kind of you know, sometimes rely on the school to teach certain things that just aren't even taught in school.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, yeah,
yeah.
I definitely think looking back on my childhood, I learned a lot more from like the internet and like not even just the internet, but like the culture, like you said, the breeding of all the different kinds of people and everything. Than necessarily what I was just taught in school or taught by a parent or taught by somebody.
Who do you guys look up to besides yourselves? I'm sure.
The first person I think about is my dad.
Nice.
And just think about like,
Awesome.
oh, he was just a guy. He just had a family and he just supplied for people. I'm like, all right, so that's what I got to do.
No,
Right.
that's sick. That's amazing. Yeah, I feel like that too in a way. Both my parents just love helping, giving back.
What about
Dope.
not now, but like high school Logan? Who were you like when you started this? When you started getting into like more business, because I know you started with like photography and stuff. Was there somebody or like was there a like a?
I mean,
thing?
I learned the business lessons from Glenn. That's hold on.
Y'all, that was why that took me
I have to
out.
answer this.
Big OG.
What about you? You said your parents.
Oh no, you were asking how he was in high school.
Oh yeah.
So everybody knows that I was very loud, boisterous, and just class clown. I love having fun. I love making people laugh. That's just always been me. I've never changed. Just more successful, but I've never changed.
No, that's
But the
good.
thing that I really did find at 16 was, I wasn't in high school. I just had friends because they were cute or they had a certain look or they were popular or like, a girl's girl. But when I left high school, I quickly found out like, I actually cut off everyone that I went to high school with damn near, especially like a lot of the girlfriends that I was hanging out with. And it was because we just didn't have the same values or align, as in like, I care about people, you're not as caring or you don't have
Yeah.
empathy. But I was like willing to hang out and have fun with them because they fit the image of how they were a reflection of me. They were pretty girls.
Yeah.
But the attitude didn't align.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I did change after high school. But other than that, I'm the same, laughing all day,
How
making
do
jokes,
you
dropping splits, and taking my wig off.
see? I feel like a lot of people. Maybe it's like middle school, but they get that side, like that expressive side of them, almost like closed off because
Yeah.
they feel like they got to be the
Yeah.
cool person or they got to be this. Like how?
And that's why you see the class clown always has a lot of friends because they're like, man, I wish I could just say no or
Yeah.
F that teacher, like,
Yeah.
and like that's how it was. I'm like, no, man. I mean, I got suspended for doing wild stuff or like whatever, but I always loved freedom.
Yeah.
I love freedom, and that's why I always love inspiring people as well because you're right. Think about that. When you're back in those days, there's kids who wish they could have been like, man, if I do this, I'm gonna get a whooping. when I'm
Yeah.
done." They can't just, do that.
Yeah,
So
just
it's funny
yeah.
how you're right. Kids wish they could express themselves like that a lot of
Yeah.
times, but they're like, man,
Yeah, because it's like
I don't want to mess anything
yeah,
up.
it takes a lot of people into their like mid-20s to finally hit that point where they're like, oh, I'm just gonna be myself because for
Yeah.
whatever like they gotta fit an image or be cool or be
Yeah.
and they just
Yeah, and yeah, if you're watching this too right now, you guys, I mean, that's the number one rule in life. I feel like damn near chase yourself, find yourself before you go to school, college, meet friends, get in relationships, do business, all walks of life. Find yourself first. Everything will attract to you, and you will just soar. You
yeah
will just soar. And in that way you don't end up 35 kissing a million frogs when you could have just literally picked the right prince the first time around or the second or the third at least.
Yeah.
Three strikes you're out. I don't
yeah.
know.
I mean, yeah, definitely, yeah. Lean into your interest in whatever, as weird as people make it
Yes.
seem or whatever, because that
Yes.
definitely.
Block out the
I mean,
noise.
that's what's gotten me, like, to do what I'm doing now, and like, I just think it's one
Let's give
thing
a
that
snap for Corey.
really, yeah. One thing that really showed me that was like the people I can think about in high school being like, oh, I gotta like they gotta think I'm cool. I gotta do whatever for them to think I'm cool. Well, now I'll talk to them now, and they're like, oh, it's so cool that you just get to do what you're like interested in. And I'm like, you could have done it, but you were the one telling me it wasn't cool to do the thing that I'm interested in then. So yeah, just lean into whatever you're interested in for sure.
Right. And that's why I just go back to like, man, it really matters how you were raised because even having that confidence, I don't care if you tell me, I don't care, I was going to do it, and that's why we're all blessed to do what we do and love and we enjoy life every day and we're happy like almost every freaking day.
Yeah.
But yeah, other kids is the same thing. Everybody always, hating outside of the club and that's always what it's been. And I've always been flattered by it and I never, looked at it the wrong way. And people teased me back in the day, like they call me Flappy Bird from Big Lips, right? Or like DSL, like, oh, she's got big
man.
lips. And it's like everyone gets lips fillers now. And I've never had lip
true.
fillers.
That did used to be a
back
thing.
in the day,
Yeah.
"Ooh, your lips are
It's-
so big, you look like a
everything's-
monkey.
everything's
You look
like this,
and it's
yeah.
like, oh, now you guys are all paying for it, and
Yeah.
like all the boys are in my DMs from like, or you, oh, yo, can I get a
Yeah.
feature? Like,
See, because everything's like this, and I really lean on like whatever
Dead
your
serious.
thing is, become like own it and be that thing, whatever your thing is, because everything is like this. Like you said, back then people make fun of you, and now it's the cool thing. Everyone wants that. It's like if you just are authentic to that, when it's the time for your thing to be cool, you'll be the realist at that thing, and then
yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a fine line though. Like I said, that that level to even finding what that is,
Yeah.
it's definitely tricky. And that's why I just love people like us who are giving that out, you know, where to
Yeah.
find that at. Because that's, you know, it's easier said than done. So many people are like, man, I
Oh,
think this
yeah.
is me. You know, 20 years you're in a monogamous relationship and the whole time you're dating trannies on the low. And it's like,
Damn.
really, no, just truth be told, it's like, you know, really you couldn't be yourself because everyone's looking at you like you're DL or gay or this
Yeah.
or that.
Yeah.
But you would have just got it done 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it
and
would've-
you'd be
yeah.
good. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's the key to life, though, guys. Find yourself first, and everything else is easy.
Yeah, because
after.
nothing. It really isn't that deep. Like it's obviously, like you said, easier said than done. But just on the simplest term, like nothing's that deep. Just like be you. What you think, the fears you have most of the time, it's like
That's you.
nobody's
That's, you
gonna
know.
come up to you and be like, oh wow, especially as you get older and older. That's like,
And do it young as possible,
Yeah, the
guys. If you're
earlier you
watching this
start-
under 18, like even under 25, before your brain is developed, you guys, like, please do it first. Find that.
yeah, lean into you, whatever.
Lean in.
Whatever.
Lean in.
And the only way you find at what you are is if by leaning in. You could think it, like you said, you could think it's one thing, and it takes you 2 years of doing it to realize, oh, this isn't it. Wouldn't you want to get those 2 years out early
Right.
on, then be 30? Oh, I realize this isn't me. That's 2 more years. And yeah, the earlier you can just start, oh, I think I'm into this, try that thing,
Yeah.
and be authentic with it.
Yeah, that's the only thing that allows you to also soar individually, because we are really all the same, you guys. They're just different definitions, shades, backgrounds, but really all the same. So, you know, to really find that one of one and make yourself different, you do have to just find what's authentic to you to stand out, I guess.
Yeah, because the only thing that makes each person different
It's
is
really just knowing who
you.
you are.
Because I can teach you do whatever I do, but at the end of the day, the thing that separates us is you. So
Literally.
this whole positive message there.
We're always positive.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely easy to just lean into the bad stuff. There's definitely a lot of going on now. There's a lot of negative everywhere. So
Yeah, I mean, it's really embedded in us. So, like, you know, we can be good 20 years, that one person slips, everyone remembers, oh my God, that guy went to jail for this. Or, you know, that's just how we are. We're all humans. And we're here to say, guys, live in the pretty moments. Pretty is cool. Good is great. Poetry.
Poetry. What was that poet's name? Edgar Allan Poe. We all had to read about in school.
Oh, man.
yeah, that stuff is dark though. We're on the positive side. Edgar Allan Poe's a little dark.
Edgar Allan Poe was pretty dark. Didn't he like kill himself or something, or do something insane?
I mean, the poems were definitely dark.
Going into that, how do you guys seem to use your time every day? Is it schedules? Is it calendar? Is it more artistry vibe? Wake up, whatever's going on.
His is definitely more schedule. I think we're like opposites
Yeah.
on how we
Pretty
operate.
opposite.
Really
Yeah,
dope.
opposites attract. you know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
only
Let
date
him
people
answer
who are
first,
opposite than
'cause
me.
he's
Even though
got,
I'm not dating right now.
Yeah, I don't really.
I would actually love to hear his answer to this question. This is
I don't really-
would love to hear this.
I don't know. It's like
Similar to me.
Because
for
there is
sure.
a schedule,
it's
but it's
structured.
only the shoots are scheduled. There's
Yeah.
nothing else is scheduled besides you're going to shoot this day and edit this day.
Yeah.
But other than that, he makes his
Which is
own.
incredible.
Yeah,
Like, we're
it's
very,
very-
you know, we're on the artistry. Like, you mean you're a visionary as well, of course. Big dog. But like, you're definitely. I mean, I can see that right away. You're definitely. Let me look at us. We're all. I mean, you're laid back. He's laid back, but you're laid back. I mean, sophisticated, laid back, and we're laid back, back.
More relaxed. Yeah.
But no, seriously though, let's hear a little bit. Like, what's your
I mean,
routine like?
yeah.
Because I see you being in the gym, man.
It's
You're on these
structured but
videos.
not scheduled, I'd say. It's like there's like a framework, like you said, like I know like we're shooting this day, this time, and then these things need to be edited by these days. And then I kind of just play it by ear based on like how I'm feeling, because a lot of like the editing is the bulk of the time I use up, and a lot of it is based just kind of on like how I'm feeling. Like the same edit could take me 2 hours if I'm really feeling it, or it could be 6 if I'm not feeling it and it's taking time. So I really just, when I'm feeling like, oh, I'm inspired to edit this thing, that could go for 12 hours, and I'll kind of just go until either we have to shoot or I lose the inspiration. And then at that point, it's like, am I tired? All right, let me sleep for a little while. If I'm not tired, I'll go to the gym and then repeat. If I'm after the gym, if I'm tired, go to sleep. If not, come back, go back into editing until the shoot comes up. So it's very just, there really isn't a structure. Like I was talking to somebody and they were like, yo, let's go to the gym together. Like, let me know what time you go. And it's like, it's going to be different every day. It might be 6 a.m. today, 4 p.m., 7, like there is no.
You're getting 30 minutes heads up if you want to come to the gym with me. You're getting the I'm on the way text.
Yeah. So I
No, that's literally life.
just open for like inspiration to spark.
I love that.
And I feel like it frustrates you a little bit because
Nah, I don't know. I mean, I
you
could
definitely you try to inspire me to get on a more schedule.
The only thing that what I have
sometimes.
scheduled is awake and active. So I just made a change too because I was obviously doing it publicly, but I was on the I was getting hair, and for like 3.5 months I got hair every day at like 6:45.
Yo,
7.
this guy was here.
And I did it for like 3 months, and then when daylight savings time hit, I came here the first day, same thing, 7 a.m. and like I didn't do anything until like 9 o'clock that day. Like nothing. Like nobody called me, nobody texted me. Like, you know, I don't like calling him before 9 o'clock because I know he's usually here until 4. You know what I mean? 5. So it's like I was literally just sitting like one morning. It was like 3 mornings in a row. One morning I played some Minecraft. The other one I watched a movie. And then after that I was like, this is kind of stupid. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, let's push it to 8. So now the new time is 8. But now I'm up at 7 and I'll spend the morning, you know, I won't, instead of, because usually like I like to be in a rush, you know what I mean? But so like when it was the 7 a.m. mornings, it was like I would wake up at 6:30 and I would like immediately like, you know, the alarm would ring and I'd just, you know, me and my man Squid has a funny expression, but it's like, you know, immediately just kick the sheets. 6:30 p.m. I'm kicking the sheets off, damn near like running to the shower. 2-minute shower, like, you know, just enough, a police shower, just enough to clean, like no time in the water, no water on the face for a couple minutes, like just like water, face, soap, rinse, towel, underwear, you know, suit, you know, pick a color, you know what I mean, brush teeth, I would run to the car, like, and I would boom, get here at 6:50. And then I was, all right, so now it's more like, all right, wake up 6:30, 7, turn the do not disturb off, and then I get out of bed at my first phone call now. So I'll answer any texts for people that called me last night, and I might watch some videos. I might just lay there for like 20 minutes, and then, you know, like sometimes like Orlando will call me at like 7. So all right, today we're starting at 7. Some days like, you know, I don't know, a random client might call like, you know, 7:45, and then it's like, all right, you know, I'll head over there, whatever, you know, and I just, if nobody calls, and I get out of bed at 7:30 and come over here. And then I'm here at 8, and then I leave at 6, and then I go to bed at 11:30.
Sick.
I gamble every night from 11 to 11:30.
Nice.
Scheduled gambling.
Scheduled
What
gambling.
kind of gambling are you into if you don't?
FanDuel, Baccarat. That's my new thing.
Nice. I'm into the horse.
I'm on, what am I?
Racy.
1,600 out of 400. 400, it's 400 into 1,600, not the other way around. In the past couple days. So.
Yeah, I don't do any gambling.
Doing all right. So that's part of the end of the day. But everything else, though, they're outside of like, you know, like, oh, you're going to come here at 11, you know, like, oh, like I had a Zoom today at 12:05. Like those are the only things that are really scheduled. And then the rest of the day is I might go sit with him for 30 or 40 minutes, you know, call somebody, walk around this half, walk around my half of the office, you know, just doing whatever comes my way. So it's kind of like, and that's what, because at the same time that I do, you know, preach to him to get, you know, a little bit more of a schedule. That's what I look at as a schedule. Like, you know, like no matter what happens, you know, I'm getting a minimum of, you know, 13 hours of work, 6 days a week. You know what I mean? Because I'm usually here until like 3 on Saturdays, 4 sometimes, the latest. But like every day is the same time. It's just, it is difficult because to do it like that, you have to, like, for example, unless it's really big, I'm not leaving and I'm not doing anything at 8 o'clock at night. Like, unless it's like really big, you know, like even the other day they had one of the label shoots and the artist in the shoot was like, you know, more on the known side, and I didn't go because it was like 10 o'clock at night, you know, because it's just like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? Like, I don't belong here. You know what I mean? I don't belong in this type of a situation. You know, like I'm not, there's nothing for me to do. You know,
Yeah,
what I mean?
like yeah, you could be there, but like there's
Like,
no,
what am I? I'm gonna be there just to
there,
have
yeah.
less rest the night before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To have less rest the night before. You know what I mean? And really just like, I don't know. So I'm more. Eventually, you'll get there, but you're still an integral part of the operation as far as like you have to have your eyes on everything.
Yeah.
Whereas eventually, as we get more yous and more Steves, you'll more than likely be forced to join the 7 to 6 club because you'll be forced to do like structure like full on business conversations at 8:30 in the morning. You know what I mean?
I mean,
like,
I fantasize about it because like I dream about like having a family and a life. I'm like, this schedule isn't conducive to anything besides myself. But
Yeah.
I'm curious about what your schedule is like.
Exactly like yours.
Okay, so
No, but literally though, it depends where I'm at. Cause
Yeah, I was gonna say,
when
'cause
I'm
you
in
travel
LA,
a
I'm
lot
like
and-
4:30, 5:30 a.m. Like sauna, swim,
Oh yeah, I just recently saw in your story. Yeah, you were up at like 4 at the gym.
swimming. Like, hello, Michael Phelps here.
Yeah, like keeping it interesting and it's different all the time. You know, that's where I get joy out of it.
Yeah, and then it's just for artists. Man, you might get a call like, "Yo, you gotta write this song. It's 1 a.m. I'm already
Yeah.
asleep." Like what?
Like we need this done. This thing
No,
right
I'm
now,
hanging
there's-
up because you should have called me earlier. Beep boop. Like, but it's crazy because you
Yeah.
really will get a call, and it's like I'm not getting out, but like that's just how life is. You could be getting out,
Yeah,
like at whatever time. They might be like, "Oh, you have a show in Brooklyn."
yeah, and
go.
things just pop up. Yeah, and then also with the art side of it that I always kind of like trying to explain to you is like just the creativity. It could be like I could just get inspired right now, and it's like, well, I got to create this thing for the next 12 hours. Like I should go home and go to sleep right now, but
I know.
like I've many times I've left here, got halfway to my house, and been like, nah, I got to keep working on this thing, and just came back and just kept working on something. So it's definitely got to leave some room to just. It's different every day. I know the thing is I got to work out, got to do these things, but where they're gonna fill in is roll the dice.
Yeah, my mom was like, "Leah, everybody gets a calendar. You gotta get a calendar." And I was like, "Mom, I've literally worked with so many people, and from financial to this to that to assistant. Like, of course I know that's like amazing for them. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not in business. Like, I am in business. I'm a business, but I'm not in
Yes.
like that role where you have your webinar here, your
Yeah.
seminar here,
Yeah.
your fucking meet. Like, excuse my French. Like, but
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah, like we have like a monthly schedule, like the
I'm
monthly,
like, I could never have I could never pop like the
it
calendar.
so changes. So like yeah,
Like it's crazy.
yeah. Nah, it definitely was like a disconnect. Like the family, the friends, like kind of understanding that disconnect. We're like, wait, you're gonna like it's 1 a.m. You know,
They're like, how are you telling me you're going to the gym 30 minutes before you go to the gym?
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you not understand?
Yeah, it's like, oh, I just realized I'm free right now, and I'm gonna go work out. It's
Literally.
Yeah.
Just that. But some people are never free.
yeah,
And I'm glad we just don't live that life. And I just want to encourage more people to steer your ship, man. Take control. And stop trying to control all these other people. You don't have your things together.
yeah. That's yeah. A lot of people spend a lot of time worrying about other people and this and that. And you got to. What about you? Figure out your stuff first before you even think about worrying about other people. And
schedule is important, but also has to be fluid.
yeah, it needs to be like flexible.
Because there's a lot. I mean, even like we have a schedule, but we still regular.
That's what I was saying. Yeah,
This wasn't on.
We
The
have like a
schedule,
monthly
you know?
schedule, but it has
It's
to
like
be
we seen each
flexible
other
enough.
yesterday, we're like, oh yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'll probably be in at like
Yeah, because
12-1.
if we rigidly stayed by, if we were like, these are the shoots we booked this month on these days, and then we were rigid by it, it wouldn't be successful. Because when 6 of them cancel, it's like, oh well, all right, now we just lost it. We got to reschedule and move. Yeah, no, it definitely is a huge.
Every
like,
time Logan takes a
disconnect.
business call, I can't help but want to like just bark like, "Who?
Yeah,
It's dog,
it's
like-
very It's
Gotta go!" Like, Poor fella
Logan,
here, man.
The Logan walk off is
Like,
all
it's-
too common. The random walk out, and then he'll come in, and he's real good at like when it can
He
be like
slides
30
up
minutes
in
later.
that.
He'll slide in and he'll resume the conversation we were having. So we're gonna continue a conversation, but he'll just pick up at wherever it paused. It's like on Netflix. He just puts that shit on pause, and then
Literally. That's like everything.
Yeah.
Pause. Unpause. He pauses life when he wants to.
Gotta be free, you know. Gotta.
So, question. So, going to talk about how you didn't really do sports and all that stuff. You were more so inside and everything like that.
Mhm.
What do you think? What are your hobbies besides direction? And if you have hobbies,
Mhm.
'cause I know this is a very serious life game, and like,
Yeah,
your life
I
is
would
devoted.
say now. The gym is definitely one of my main hobbies. I would say now
Nice.
it wasn't. That's only like the last I'd say like 3 years. But just art, I would say, is my hobby because it's not specific to video. Where like now I'm branded as like video director. That's just like my career. Where I don't necessarily like I'm not attached to videos as the medium. Like I went to school for the first. I went to high school and then went to an art school for painting, drawing, like fine arts. And then it was just as I got older, realizing I want to do art as a job. It's like I don't know how to make a lot of money painting, and then it just video became kind of the art that I could do. I knew I could monetize. So really, just like art in general, like painting,
Nice.
drawing, sculptures. I love like the set designs have been like really fun because it's just a
Yeah.
new art like that. I would say because besides the things that I've kind of put them all in here, so now it's kind of gets blurry with like what's a hobby because I get a hobby. I'm like, oh, let me just find a way to incorporate it into here. Um, but yeah, it's always been like I started doing videos when I was 12, and then since I've found that medium, it's kind of just been for the last 12 years, just videos. And then working in like painting, it's like I've been painting my office wall as just like I need to not do a video. I'm gonna just paint the wall. Let me find something, put it on the wall. Um, but yeah, really just every kind of art form. I go to the gym, create something. That's about it. I don't really.
Love that. Love that.
Yeah, like I never got into sports. I have no interest in watching sports.
Good. Me either. I played sports. I'm saying I just didn't. I don't care to watch sports.
What sports?
I played field hockey. I've been a dancer since I was 4 years old.
Okay,
Competitive dance.
I get.
Yeah, that's why my name is Swan.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Swan Lake.
Yeah.
I like the black swan. You know.
Is there one art form that you kind of lean more towards? Is music it or?
Yes, I do art stuff, but not to sell my art. Like I do
Yeah.
actually paint and stuff. I actually
Yeah.
come up with some pretty cool stuff.
But yeah, like dance too, like or like anything in general, whatever.
Yeah, well, that's my baby. That's my first love. That's how I got into music. I was telling all these stories through dance. I was like, why don't I just tell my own story? I have a lot of stories. So that's how that happened.
That's a good like transition from like.
Yeah, it's really cool because I just care like about entertaining and making people want to get up and feel good. So it's really cool to like do music and then like dance too and like really put
Yeah.
on a show because like you just see
Yeah.
people having fun, they get up and they're dancing with you.
Yeah,
It's
the
just such a
energy that
time.
comes with it is
Yeah,
so
it's
key, and
it's incredible.
And that's really like an art or like a gift of its own is having that energy because there's so many people like that are the songs they're so talented, the music's great, but then the energy that they just bring with it doesn't like match or keep that like being able to bring positive energy to people really is like a superpower.
It feels
almost.
amazing.
It's crazy.
It's really awesome, man. It's really awesome. I think just in general, making people feel better than they did when they met you is just, it's insane. It's an incredible feeling too. Like, especially if you give someone confidence or you let somebody know they matter or
Yeah.
you're like, yo, it's just a feeling that you can't even like replace when they show you that that's how they feel.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Like that's more one-on-one connection, but like even when you're doing shows and stuff like that, people just it's a release. When you're jumping up and down, when you scream, it's like it's a release. So if you're dancing and you're singing,
Yeah.
you're doing all this release at once and you're just high
it's like
off
this
life
peak of
or whatever
just,
you
like,
choose to
yeah.
do. But I'm high off life. So I chose that. But
As you should be. Giving like getting that energy back from people and just giving it out to people. There's nothing. I don't know. Like it makes me think a lot about like the people, just like negative people who just carry this energy. It's like that just has to feel. It's so heavy because it's just so much. Like it's so just feels so good. And once you start releasing that energy to other people, it's just like why wouldn't I just keep doing this? Why wouldn't I be positive to everybody and good? Like
yeah. Especially when you feel that feeling, man. You can't not want to do it.
yeah, it's like a drug. It gets addicting to get that like. You almost do it so like I mean I've like almost selfishly where it's like
Yes.
Because
Honestly, I
know how
I
good it's gonna
struggled with that for a
feel to
little
be
bit.
good for
Yes. Yo, I struggled with that for a little bit because I
Yeah,
can't
it's
do
like
selfish. If it's
yeah,
like not for everybody, then it's like, all right, something's wrong. But
yeah,
I like got like that. I did. I
yeah.
had a
Where it's
moment
like
where I was like, man, this feels so good. Like I just keep doing
yeah, and
it.
it's like wait, am I
Wait,
like
am I like?
am I doing this for me? But like it's still a good
Wait,
thing I'm
that's not their
doing.
love
Yeah,
language. Hold on.
yeah,
Like I used to always, I would give people gifts, and I'm like, wait, they don't even like getting gifts. I'm like, I just feel good because I'm giving a
yeah,
gift.
yeah, yeah. And then yeah,
Oh god.
definitely been there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I mean, hey, that's a way better place to be than just negative.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier said than done. Once again, negative
Yeah.
comes from a place, angry people come from a place, hurt people hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is coming from who knows what, whether it's
Yeah.
trauma, whatever, and it's no excuse. I've met some of the most amazing people with the hardest stories ever. So it's no excuse, but I'm just saying, when someone's saying something negative or they're carrying that around, you don't have to ask them why, but just know it's a reason why. No one was
Yeah.
born negative and in dumps and all that stuff. No, no, no.
Yeah.
Not from my God.
Yeah. That's like, and it takes maturity to even be able to have that perspective of like talking to somebody negative and you're getting that negativity back and being like, oh, this is like because of something in you, even if you don't, something that happened or
Yeah.
how, like, yeah, like the some trauma you went through. And it takes maturity because it's easy to get that and then just react back. And now it's just confrontation. It's negative going both ways. Oh, you gave me a negative energy. I'm going to give it back versus, oh, okay, I understand you went through something and just constantly giving out the positive energy to hopefully at some point trigger that into somebody else.
Yeah. No, literally. It definitely takes a lot. You actually have to train your mind for it almost.
Yeah, every day too.
Because
And it's not something that you can just, oh, I
no.
understand this now. Now I'm like
No.
every day, even if you know I can have to, I slip up and you have to catch yourself every day.
Yeah. It's every day.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's like going to the gym, but it like mentally, it's like, yeah, if you go to the gym and get a good physique, but if you stop going to the gym,
Going right back.
you're gonna lose the
Hello.
physique. So the same thing with the mental. It's like you might know this, but
Yeah.
gotta put those
Because we're
reps in.
constantly drained. As soon
Yeah,
as you step outside, as soon as you pick up your phone, you're
yeah,
constantly drained. So you have to constantly feel your mental and keep it strong as possible.
yeah,
Boots in the ground. Like really, it's crazy.
yeah. I don't think people acknowledge how like yeah, like the second your energy is getting like that's why you can go and you feel so drained at the end of the day
Yeah.
because you're literally everything's sucking you, whether people good and bad, and it's just yeah, you have to
No,
constantly
literally.
to yourself remind yourself that every day and put that mental those reps in the gym and mentally every day.
Literally. And yeah, it's just
That shit is crazy. I mean, definitely, yeah. Like, I don't know what, like, because like, not convince is the wrong word, but yeah, you just have to put this energy out, and it just eventually something will click in people's brains, and like it opens their eyes to it, and then they start on their journey of doing it. But it is crazy to see how you can't open somebody's eyes to that.
no, it's so crazy.
And the weird, like, not weird, but like the different things that'll make some people, like, it'll click for what makes,
language.
yeah, you never know.
Depends who's saying it. Someone's mom could tell them for years. Yo, as soon as I come in, they're like, "Thank you so much."
Yeah.
Like your mom's been saying this.
Yeah.
Even with me, same thing. My mom, do this, do this, do this. Get some great mentors. Oh, I'm all of us. It matters how you say it, delivery,
Yeah.
who it is, the time you're in, where
Yeah.
you're at. Like
What you're
everything
going
like
through,
matters. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting. That's a lot of people do that. It's crazy. You can lead someone somewhere and they don't see it. Like there's so many pretty girls I know. I'm like, you're so gorgeous. Like, no, what? Me? And it's like, man, it sucks. It's like somewhere down there, someone told you you're not beautiful.
Yeah.
You didn't feel enough. You might have got bullied. There's a long list, but it's sad.
Yeah. I mean, but that's why you could only, like, when you open your eyes open, you get that realization, you start putting the work in yourself, you can just give out good, because it's like, that person can come to you every day. No, I'm ugly, and you tell them, no, you're beautiful. And after 5 days, you could be like, all right, I've told you 5 days. It's not gonna take you. Like, no,
Yeah.
just constantly giving out the energy because you don't know. It
That's-
might be the 107th time you say it because they were in the right time at the right. You never know. So
Yes.
it's just
You're absolutely right. I had that exact situation happen with a friend recently, and she is soaring like an eagle. You know, I was telling her, getting on it, getting on it, getting on it. Do this, do that. Like, you know,
Yeah.
not on mommy, just on big sis. Like, hey,
Yeah.
let's clean it up here. Let's do here. Let's get disciplined here. Let's get responsible here. And she was, you know, I kept telling her now it's like soaring like an eagle. Everything is in line where it needs to be. But it's just, she wanted to do it when she wants to do it. And that's why I
Yeah.
always tell people, unless you've are damn near like lived almost all your life, don't spend time. You know, people will change when they want to. People
Yeah.
will understand when they can, because they can't, they can't.
Yeah.
And be okay with that. You know, everyone's not supposed to get it. And I actually struggled with that for a while because I care about people so much. I would go out to parties and close, you know, small parties and like, you know, small get togethers. And I would just see everyone out and be like, oh my gosh, like, fuck, your life's this way, your life's that way. I want to help. I want to
Yeah,
fix.
the I
I
want to
want to fix.
help.
Oh my God, I
Yeah.
want to fix. And then I'm like, oh no, I'm hurting because I
Yeah,
can't
no.
fix. And it's like, she'll always be like that. And I wish she wasn't like that.
Yeah, it's
Because you see their potential, but that will just F you.
Yeah, you're just setting yourself
Like,
up for
you
failure.
know, so I just know that I can give it out on a big scale. Hey, this is what I'm giving you. But when I, that's one of my passions when I get older or I have more time, not necessarily the age, but whenever in life I have a little more free time, I do want to individually sit down with people and be a therapist. Absolutely, because people just want someone to listen to.
Yeah, sometimes they just need that other perspective and to hear them and just understand them.
Just listen. Like,
Yeah.
literally, that's it.
Yeah.
No one actively listens.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah, the second most conversations nowadays, I feel like are you're telling me something. I have my not filter, but like I know what I'm gonna. I want to say already. So regardless of what you say, I'm just gonna work it into how I want what I want to say. It's like
Yes.
I came into this or like no, like let's just have a conversation.
Yes.
Just say something to me. I'm gonna
Yes.
think about what you just said,
Oh my gosh,
and I'm gonna react to it. But that
literally.
also, I think, goes back to people who they feel like they need to be a certain thing, or you need to think I'm cool. So, all right, I need to, or whatever, I got to say this. So you
Yes, and
no,
that's why
like,
I have empathy for it, because so many times I'm like, oh, they're just trying to relate to me,
yeah,
but can't talk to you much longer because I don't need that. If I'm having a
Yeah.
conversation, it's you and I, you're talking, I'm listening, and I'm actively listening.
yeah,
No, a lot of people don't do that, but as you know, get older, get more comfortable in owning who you are and what you accept and what you're settling for, those people are just always around. So it becomes very easy
yeah,
to have conversations with people because it's like, oh, this is a real conversation.
yeah.
This
Start
isn't
gravitating, yeah,
blah, 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 blah. Like, it's just
Yeah.
like, wait. But I get it though, because so many people like you said, they just want to feel acceptance. They just want to feel like they relate to someone.
yeah,
And that's all it
Yeah.
is.
yeah. But like kind of going back to what we were just saying, yeah, it's like trying to please people and trying to fix everybody. It's like you're just setting yourself up for failure and for you to get hurt.
Yeah.
Where it's like you kind of got to detach from that. Where it's like you can
You have
just
to detach from everything.
you can put out just
when it
put
comes to
out
that.
and that's where it ends. Don't expect like you're telling me your situation. Put out how you think it could help, regardless of if they take it. That's up to them. Just put it out there and keep it going and worry about
Yes.
your energy and your stuff, and then just put it out just put it out there. Like you said, they're gonna retain it. It might hit them in 5 years and be like, damn, they said, I should have listened. But like, just
Yeah.
put it out there.
But yeah, I love what you said about the listening because, I feel like
Yeah.
it's easier for girls. A lot of times I see guys, we're all the same. Like I
Yeah.
said, just different species, whatever. But, like, do you feel like you have a lot of people that you're able to have that conversation with versus, like, you say you have some friends from back in the
Yeah.
day or whatever. Do you feel like, you guys are both able to have different sides and it's not just running over each other or
Yeah.
just
I
quickly
think
responds and no actively listening at all?
probably like one or two, and I would say maybe three I could think of, and two of them are female. So it's funny you said that because I do think it's more of a conversation. Like all my guy friends, it's very surface level or just kind of like response, not necessarily like having a conversation like we were saying.
Yeah, and do you think that comes with guys being put against each other so often of, man, I gotta be this cool, you gotta be that cool.
Yeah, I
Man,
definitely
like, you know, a lot of oftentimes you'll see guys be like, man, I just bagged this girl. Like, yeah, look who I just found on Instagram,
Yeah.
man. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, you know, so do you think that has to do with people, you know, when you have your male relationships, like, it's kind of like, instead of a conversation, is it more like you against me in a way?
Yeah, I definitely probably subconsciously, but I think it is
Exactly,
like a male. It's like a
subconsciously.
male thing because we were saying about they're just trying like, oh, I need you to think I'm cool, so they're kind of catering it, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, women do, like I said, women do it as well.
But I definitely see
lot
it
of
more
times.
prominently because I think it happens more on the surface level with guys, where even just the correlation. There's friends I have that now that like, oh, you're do music videos, so now all they talk to me about is like music stuff, and they always try to bring up like, oh, this new artist, oh, I found like, and I'm like, you were never into music like this, but now because I'm this like into the music industry, you're catering it this way, and like, yeah, I definitely find that more. I think it's like a male ego thing. It's just whether it's primal or what, but I feel like guys feel like they gotta be the top lion in the room at like even if it is just hanging out or whatever. So
That
like,
shit has always been lame as hell to me. I never thought it was cool to sit around and talk about women's looks.
yeah, that's I mean,
Like, I always thought that shit was lame. Like, oh, look at like that whole like that shit is so lame. Like,
Vice versa.
you don't have anything better to talk about.
yeah, the
That's
comparison.
literally my
the
life.
only
Well, not
thing
now.
you can talk
but like
about
literally.
is what who you're trying to lay down with at the end of the night.
Yeah,
like that's the only thing you can talk about.
Yeah.
Like that shit has never been cool to me. And to your point, I think what you just said is the exact reason why I can't spend time with anybody. I don't want to spend time with anybody. The last thing I want to do when I'm like the last thing that I want to do when I reunite with somebody I haven't seen in years is talk about myself. It's the last thing I want to do.
Last
Yeah.
thing.
I've just lived this. Let me hear
That's-
about you.
that's
You know what
what-
I mean?
yeah.
Like I don't want to talk about an artist. I don't want to talk about
Yeah.
like you want to know what was the go-to was like, oh, Drake, Kendrick Lamar. What do you? I know
God.
you're in this.
Yeah,
like what?
yeah.
It's like, bro, I don't know these fucking people.
Me-
Like I don't know. Like I don't care.
Music
That was such
industry.
a good one.
Yeah,
Like, I don't
they're
care about
music
that
industry.
shit.
Oh, Drake and yeah.
Like, I
'cause-
don't care,
but
bro.
it's like,
Like I don't
them
want to.
catering. They're like,
I don't want to talk about what I've been up to. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Like, if
Yeah.
if I'm gonna run into somebody, the last thing I want to do is go through the motions of, oh wow, like, you know, you've been really moving a lot. So like, yeah, you haven't,
Yeah, I'm
man.
living
You know
here.
what I mean? Like you haven't. You know what I mean? And it's just awkward. You know,
yeah,
it's like
it's the catering to like so the other person can think you're cool. They're like, oh, Logan, all right, I know about like yeah.
And
it's
really,
like,
I'm just like,
It's like
man,
the other
wish
day I
this-
ran
like,
into somebody
what are you-
that
what's going on?
that it was a year above me in school. Somebody that I didn't know from a can of paint. You know what I mean? But obviously, because it's a
Yeah.
same thing as like your town's very small. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So you're the only one doing what you're doing. I'm the only one that does what I do. And I saw somebody that was like a grade above me that I didn't even know he knew me from a can of paint because I didn't know him from a can of paint. But it was like, you see somebody, you know their name,
Yeah,
you know,
he
oh, that's
comes into
him.
town,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like I know who that is. He had a brother or sister or whatever, and it's like we were sitting there talking, and he was I forget what he told me. It was something that I thought was cool, and it was like something like airplane mechanic, you know what I mean, or like something like that. And I was like, oh, what you been up to? He was like, oh, you know, I just been working the job, whatever. And I was like, what is it? He was like, oh, it was something about planes or cars. I was like, wow, that's fire. I was like, that's actually fire. Like, how did you get into that?
Yeah.
And he looked at me and he was like, man, it's not as fire as what you do, though. I was like, nah, that shit is cool,
Yeah, like, I don't
though.
wanna
Like,
talk about- yeah.
I would love to hear about that. You know what I mean? Like, please, let's just end it there. Because I promise you don't want to be on this side. It's not what it looks like. You'd much rather do what you're doing. You get to, this is, Saturday, you're, going to the gas station with your family, about to get some
Chill as
snacks to go
hell.
home. I have to drive 4 hours to my home. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, and there's somebody waiting for me to do something when I get there. Like, you don't want this. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I don't know why some people that people always talking about music and then people downplaying what they do in comparison to what you do.
I
is
can't
the two
blame 'em, though.
biggest problems.
Back to that
I
TV.
can't
It
just
was
can't
cool.
do it.
yeah,
It's uncomfortable.
and not even just like thinking it's cool. Like I was talking to somebody. Oh, one of my friends, she just had a kid, and I'm like, I couldn't even imagine like having a kid. But she'll talk to me like, I can't imagine like you're like lucky you got to pursue your dreams. I can't imagine like doing that. And I'm like, you just took on a human life and
Yeah.
figuring this out and like. But like
Which is the
chasing
most
my
beautiful
dream seems
thing.
impossible. I couldn't take care of a human life right now. It's like like the disconnect between like
Yeah. In other words, like people stop putting just in front of your stuff. Stop putting little in front of your stuff. Stop downplaying who you are. That is who you are. Own it. And if you don't enjoy it, figure out what you enjoy. Because grass is not always greener on the other side. And that's really what I'm getting from this. Because you're so right, guys. Like, it's crazy how people are. Like, they'll be like, look what I showed Chelsea earlier. Perfect example of this. Perfect example. I'm like, guys, I told Chelsea, I walked in and I'm like, I hate the internet. Like, why does everyone literally believe every little thing they see? Mind you, you know how many people we know that make posts. Like, it's
oh my
crazy.
God,
Like, it's crazy. So it's like, look what I posted on my story, guys. It looked like I was with them. It looks like I'm at the NASDAQ Asian
Here,
televised
take it down
event
real quick.
right now. And I was like joking. I'm like, New York City. Yo, someone probably thinks I'm at NASDAQ televised
Yeah.
with the Asians.
Probably
And I'm
showed
like,
it to somebody and they
and I do that
somebody-
because people be like, oh, you're out to that dinner. I'm like, bro, I don't post till I leave the restaurant. You think I'm still there?
yeah.
Like, stop believing everything you see on Instagram and social media. Is like, this is real life, you guys. Like, there's more than New York and
Yeah.
freaking Miami and Los Angeles, guys. Like, we got Tennessee and
Yeah,
other
I
places.
think a lot
Even
of
though
people.
Nashville's pretty freaking lit.
Yeah,
Nah,
Nashville's
Nashville's
coming up.
Nashville's
It's coming
freaking
up right
lit,
now. Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe my eyes. 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Everyone's at the bars.
There's like a whole strip. Yeah,
Like-
there's a whole
I was in shock.
Yeah. Nah, it is. There's like, damn, I just lost.
I had
that
a
point.
blast.
Yeah, but I've been out to Nashville once.
Can't talk. Logan's creating. I don't know why I'm joshing all day. Because you know why? Because Logan is the guy. And he's also so chill. And it's like, man, this is a sophisticated chill dude. Like, he's just a chill dude, but he's really sophisticated.
Yeah.
So that's
Try.
why I'm like, man, this is, no, because it's sophisticated, like, in my way. And trust me, I don't like those people either do their own definition. But literally, you have such a good mix and balance.
Yeah. No, it is very. It's like.
Like, it's so cool to see that. So I'm like, man, big dog when he's getting
Yeah,
up,
it's like
taking a call.
the power, but then the sweatsuit, it's the balance. You feel me? It's like the balance between
Yo, it's like
relatable,
yeah,
like, oh, this is somebody I can talk to, but also like
but that's
carries
big dog.
this energy. Yeah,
That's
like,
big
like,
dog.
walks in and out.
I
Yeah.
know, I love that though, because especially
Yeah.
when you're young and doing it, it's so cool. Like, I recently was at this women's conference, and you know, I met these dope girls, and they're like, man, like, you're confident, you're this, you're that, and like, we're the same age, damn near, you know. So it's like, or older than me.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm never talking down. It's dope to like know someone can be a leader role, and you can be inspired by them, even if they're younger or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, cool, but you're still like me, and that's dope. You know,
Yeah.
it's dope.
All right.
I think we gotta go
Anybody?
back into not talking, and we gotta go create a little bit,
Yeah, I think so.
a lot of it, maybe 12 hours.
Yeah, I gotta
I'm headed to the Bronx, Brooklyn, or the Bronx. I don't know
back on the
which
move.
one it is.
See, you don't know. How would you be
Just
able
kidding.
to?
I'm going to Brooklyn, guys, and then the Bronx. BX. That was too much.
That was good.
That was all right. That was all right. All right. Well,
All right. Well, appreciate
my
you
good
coming
buddy.
here.
Don't put a dagger in your head, guys. Remember, this is here for actually warnings.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming. You want to shout anything out? Any?
Man, shout yourselves out. You guys made it again if you're watching this. Just do a... Again, I'm Lay Swan, you guys, like the bird. Call me what you want. Call me sis, auntie, whatever. But my name is Lay Swan. I have a single coming out, you guys. It's called Blessed.
And there you have it. Appreciate you guys. Every Monday, 6 a.m. Tune in. We'll be back.
Yes, sir.